What's up, you guys, and thank you for tuning in to another video with The Fat Gay. My name is Isaac, and in today's video we're going to be talking about something that I struggle with, and that is being on a weight loss journey while also struggling with something like depression and anxiety. So I'm not sure if this is gonna make it into a video, but I do want to say that, you know, I really push this concept and this idea of being positive and staying motivated and really just understanding that it's a process. But I also want to be real and say that it's really hard sometimes, you know, it's really hard to maintain the positivity, especially when you know that you are so far away from where you want to be. I think the reason why I really I feel that it's important that I talk about this is because I don't want to be one of those people. I mean, I don't want to lie to you guys and tell you that it's easy. Like, I feel today is a hard day. Today is hard because I'm a little down, you know. I'm a little frustrated that I'm not seeing results as quickly as I would if I were doing something that I would not consider sustainable, you know, like if I were doing a low carb diet or, you know, fasting or whatever. Like, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with those. I just know personally that they don't work for me. They do work. I mean, you lose the weight. It's like the keeping of the weight. It's not always easy. Actually, 9 times out of 10, it's hard. Having struggled with what I struggle with, or the issues with my weight that I've struggled with my entire life, it's so easy to get discouraged. It's so easy to just feel down on yourself. Get mad that you're not pushing hard enough or that you're not doing enough. And then there's regular stress that goes along with it. You know, there's work, there's, you know, home life, there's family issues. Like, there are a lot of things that can contribute to someone feeling discouraged about anything, you know. And it's easy to get consumed with that stuff and allow that to derail you from what you're doing. I have had getting healthy and losing weight on my list of things that I want to do my entire life. You know, it's easy for you to feel defeated when you're like, dang it, like, I've been actively pursuing something my entire life and it's been a series of failures. You know, I have to kind of come to terms with the fact that the failure is a positive thing because you learn from things and you grow from them and you move on. I just kind of want to reiterate to you guys that it's hard. You're not alone. It's hard for everyone. And keep doing what you're doing, because as long as you don't quit, that's all that matters. So, for the majority of my life, I have struggled with my weight. As you guys know, it's something that I've talked about, and it's the whole point of this channel. However, another thing that I've really struggled with is my depression, and because of depression, a lot of anxiety. And if I really am honest with myself and I talk about what is the cause, or not even what is the cause, because when it comes to mental illness, there's a lot of different factors that play into it, and it's not as simple as saying, oh, what is, you know, it's because of this or it's because of that. However, I can honestly say that one of the things that I struggle with the most has been self-confidence, feeling comfortable in my own skin, and, you know, being honest about the way I feel about my body and how I feel. Now, before we even jump into this video, I do want to just start off by saying I am not a mental health professional, nor am I a medical doctor. This is only my experience and what I've done to cope with some of those things, and I'm always going to encourage you to talk to a mental health professional if you are struggling with these things, or find someone that you can really talk to, and there's a lot of resources that are available for you. I'm gonna link some of them in the description box below. You know, and reach out. The most important thing that you can do is talk about what you're feeling instead of just kind of dealing with it or trying to just power through, because I think that's one of the toxic things that society has perpetuated over the years that I strongly discourage, and I want us to be honest about what we need to do in order to be healthy. So I've been focusing a lot on physical fitness, like trying to get to a place where I am feeling better, I am trying to lose weight, I'm trying to be healthy, and that's a goal that's really been apparent for me and something I've talked about openly. However, something that I haven't brought up is the fact that I have also been on a journey to really work on my mental health, and the point of this video is for me to really kind of reiterate the importance of not dropping your mental health as important just because you're working on your physical fitness. It's important that you keep both of those things up and that you're really trying to kind of prioritize your mental health as much as you would your physical health. Now, something that I can really just be super honest about is that, you know, yes, I am extroverted in a lot of ways. However, for the most part, the way that I recharge and the way that I gather my energy is by being alone. It's kind of getting that alone time and just, you know, kind of winding down and being with myself, right? However, a lot of times when I am alone or when I am spending that alone time with myself, I kind of get trapped in these anxious cycles of over-analyzing different situations or over-analyzing things that have happened or conversations that I've had with people and things that I've done with myself. And a lot of that has contributed to me not wanting to go to the gym or me being self-conscious about opening up about the fact that I want to start losing weight or that I'm trying or have tried a new process of, you know, a way of eating or a new diet, which I've talked about in previous videos. A lot of that has been a huge part of me just being uncomfortable with myself. And I think that if we're ever gonna have a conversation about being honest with ourselves and really working towards fitness and health, we have to also be honest about the fact that if you neglect your mental health, then that's going to be an issue that is going to really make it hard for you to struggle through. So why am I making this video today? Well, the really big reason why I'm making this video is especially because we're in the holiday season. Yeah, we got Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, or we've got holidays, okay? We've got the holiday is coming or is here, okay? It's all of those things. And if you have a family anything like mine, your family is known to say things that may or may not trigger some not so happy thoughts, like, oh, Isaac, you look so nice. You've gone a little chunky. Have you lost weight? No, you dieting? You have girlfriend? No. Yes, and anyone who has struggled with that knows that that can be a trigger in and of itself of some uncomfortable conversation. So there's a couple of things that I'm gonna tell you that I do that help me along my weight loss journey while also struggling with depression and anxiety. First things first, you have to be honest about it. So this is probably one of the hardest things that I struggled with when I first kind of came to the realization, or I was just honest with myself that this was something that I struggled with, was the fact that I actually was having a problem. There was something wrong and I needed to get help. And thankfully I have a very, very supportive group of friends and a supportive group of family who have really helped me kind of come to terms with those things and get the help that I needed. So I see a mental health professional, a counselor here in the Central Florida area at least twice a month. Over the last couple weeks, it's been a little difficult for me to maintain some of those appointments. However, I try to be as consistent as I can. And I'm gonna be super honest and say that I'm also on medication that I take daily to help with my anxiety and to help with my depression. And for me to talk about that and say that publicly on a video, if anyone who knows me knows that that's hard for me, especially with some of the stigmas that exist within the Latino or Latinx community. Medication has never been something that's really an option. It was more so just like, you're an Herrera, and Herreras, we push through it. Stupid. So that's something that I really have prioritized and made it as an active part of my journey to really work on getting healthy, and that is just trying to, one, talk to someone on a regular basis, and two, I have gotten medical treatment for it as well. The next thing I'm going to talk about is also extremely important and something that I am actively working on a regular basis, and that is accepting the fact that it's okay to have a bad day. Now, when I say a bad day, meaning you wake up and you realize that you're not feeling as great as you normally would, or you've got some anxious tendencies that are really just not helping you be the best version of yourself, right? The biggest thing that you can do is accept the fact that you're having a bad day and really try to move forward. Now, I'm not saying that depression is something that you can just and turn off. Trust me, I know it's something that I deal with regularly. However, the biggest thing that I can say is that if you have to come down to a choice of either A, letting your depression dictate how you're going to work the rest of your day, or giving into it and really letting yourself go down that dark rabbit hole, I have to tell you that I've done both. Try to get out, because if you stay in the quiet place or the sunken place or whatever it is that you refer to it, or the place of just feeling like gaga for no reason, it's not going to help you. It's really just going to contribute to how you're already feeling, and it's gonna make it even more difficult for you to kind of climb out of that place and really work on getting better. So something that I would really encourage for you is to just get out, whether it's go for a walk, go to a gym session, play your favorite music, work on some types of self-care. And you know, I think that society has kind of warped the idea of what self-care is. Self-care doesn't necessarily mean getting a pint of ice cream and eating that. If so, if that's what that means to you, maybe get a Halo Top or something that's not as bad as, you know, Ben & Jerry's. However, try to find something that is going to be beneficial for you, that's going to really help you, get you active, get your body moving, and get you out of your headspace and just try to just move continuously in one direction. Now, I will say that I'm not naive, and I understand that some people, when they deal with certain bouts of depression or when they're having a bad day, something as simple as getting out of bed can be extremely difficult. Okay, now, what I would say is that for those situations, it's important to have a support system, but also to be honest with yourself and knowing when you need to get help and what those steps are, and not being afraid to just be honest about it. Next up is talking about how you're feeling. Now, anyone who's dealt with depression or has dealt with any type of struggle when it comes to things that they're processing internally, it knows that you can feel like that's kind of a burden when you feel like you're always the friend that's like, I don't feel good because of blank, blank, blank. Or I'm sad because I don't know why. Well, you know what? Anyone who is going to fault you for having those feelings or for struggling with those things and doesn't want to hear it, they don't need to be in your life anyway, because they suck as human beings and they don't really have your best interest in heart. And I'm sorry to be the one to say it, but you know what? It's true. Because especially within the last year, there has been some moments where I've had to be honest with myself and bye-bye to some individuals who had just weren't contributing to my life. And I know that may sound harsh or mean, but I have to be honest. And just were always making me feel guilty for being honest about how I was feeling, or for just being myself. And nobody needs that in their life. So get rid of it. But when I talk about just being honest with how you feel, whether it's social media, whether it's going to be with your therapist or your counselor, or with a best friend or with a partner, kind of have those situations and just look for an opportunity to talk it out with someone. So how do those things really kind of work into weight loss? How does that affect weight loss? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, when I'm not feeling the best, or when I'm feeling a lot of self-doubt, or I'm feeling super depressed or anxious, my go-to is going to be a lot of self-sabotage. I look for things that are comforting to me, and unfortunately, as I've mentioned in videos in the past, is that, you know what? Comforting to me is going to be food, and that's part of my unhealthy relationship with food that I've really had to try and break and move past. So if that's something that you notice that you're doing, you really want to kind of take a step back from that and say, okay, am I doing something that's kind of hurting me, and work on things to do better. Now, I will say that there are research studies that show that working out and losing weight and being consistent really do help with depression, and I will tell you that since I've started working out on a regular basis and being consistent, I do feel so much better, and I'm not just talking about physically. Now, as you saw on the clip I added at the beginning of this video, I still have moments where I struggle, and that's okay. And I think that that's one of the most important things for us to be honest about, is the fact that sometimes it is hard for us, and sometimes it is going to be a little bit of a struggle, but the most important thing that you can do is just keep going and really work on making yourself better, whether it's physically, whether it's mentally, whether it's musically, or whatever, but just really pushing and finding something that works good for you. And that's really it today, guys. I just wanted to have an opportunity and talk to you about something that I struggle with and some tips that maybe would help you in your journey. I am gonna try and post another video this Thursday. Now, I don't know if I'm at the place where I can say that that's going to be week. However, if and when I get to that point, I will definitely announce that and say, hey, we're gonna start posting videos every Monday and Thursday. Not saying that that's happening right away. However, I am saying that that is the goal for this week, to kind of just see how it goes. As always, please do me a favor and give this video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below on maybe some tips of what you do to help when you're having some moments where you're not feeling the best. And if you like this video and you'd like to see more content like this in the future, hit that big subscribe button and even the bell icon to get notifications of when I post new videos. As always, thank you so much, you guys. I post new videos on Mondays, maybe starting on Thursdays. Have a great holiday season, and I look forward to hearing from you guys soon. Thanks.